Hi everyone, it is Ingrid with Creatively Inspired. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to giving you some crafty inspiration. So as I'm on here, if you are watching, go ahead and let me know in the comments that you are here. If you are new, you can go ahead, comment below, and I go ahead and I interact with you all. So again, if you're watching, say hi, let me know that you're there. And again, let's do some crafty inspiration. So what I wanted to do today is take a set from Sale-a-bration, and I want to do something simple, something a little bit more stepped up, and then something a little bit more advanced. Just so that you can see that you can do a card very, very simple. It doesn't have to have all the frills and fancies and stuff like that. So the one that I have chosen today to demonstrate is Softly Sophisticated. Now, Softly Sophisticated is in the Sale-a-bration catalog. Which means with Sale-a-bration, with qualifying purchases, you can earn items for free. So this one is a combo set. So if you were to purchase $100 worth of product, you can get these two sets free. Okay. Now let's say, you know what, I'm trying this for the first time, I'm not so sure. A Paper Pumpkin subscription does qualify you for Sale-a-bration free earned product. So it's also something to think about. And it could help you to decide if you want to take your craftiness to a further level. And that's what I'm here for, your creative coach. So I'm here to help you out and discover all your creative possibilities. All right, so, and when I say basic, we're gonna start basic. We are going to pretend that the only thing that we have is some white cardstock, some designer series paper, this beautiful set with a few color ink pads, just very, very basic, and we're gonna start like that. So I hope you'll enjoy the process. All right, let me see, I think, kind of feels weird. Yep, it is my basic. Just felt a little bit thicker, but I guess not. All right, so we are gonna start with, so basic card size is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And there's quite a few ways to do this, and I'm going to show you both of them, and then we can decide which card base we want. So you start off with an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper, and you can start, one way is to score at 4 1/4 and cut at 5 1/2, and when you fold them, you can either have your regular type of side fold open, or if you put it this way, a top fold. But then you can also get your paper and you can choose to score at 5 1/2 and then cut at 4 1/4. And with that said, now you have a longer top folding. Instead of the short, you've got the long one. And then you can also do it sideways. So you have the longer edge here, or you have it this way. So those are two different styles of the cards that we can do. So I'm thinking, let's see, we are going to do just basic stamping. So this tool I'm using here is a bone folder, and this just helps me crease my edges a little bit better. So we can do it like this. All right, we're not going to use that embossing folder just yet. So I've pulled out some colors that are going to match some of the designer series paper that I pulled out, and that is Bubble Bath, Soft Seafoam, Pool Party, and Petal Pink. Now these are very pastel colors. I am in a spring state of mind. It has been super cold here in the Florida Panhandle. We are expecting a freeze warning tomorrow. And I'm still not sure how I'm going to handle that. It's not anything like up north, a snow day or anything like that. But for Florida, it is very freezing temperatures. And this Miami native is just, I'm cold. All right. So we're going to use this bigger one. And I think I'm going to go with this side. Just because if we go like this, we'll kind of, you know, just filling the space. All right. And then these are pretty much going to sit. So they're going to, let's see, and do I have this right? They are going to sit like this. Hold on, let me get this right. I'm not sure. Let me see, because I'm not 100% sure from my little book. Okay, so this guy, why am I having trouble with this? Okay, it's supposed to go like this. Oh, I see it. Just like that. So this flower is in between those branches, and then this little bud goes inside this leaf part, just like this. Perfect. All right. So I am going to stamp my leaves in soft seafoam. And this is what we call a photopolymer stamps set. And what I love about these photopolymer stamp sets is that they are clear and we are able to see where we are stamping our image, which I love. Hi, Larry. And then we're going to get our flowers, mount that as well. I need to clean my blocks. They are just, they've been used. I'm gonna put that here. And this guy, and this is what I love because I can see where this image is going to be stamped up and I'm able to line it up. All right. So we're gonna put that aside. And again, this is just simple, just stamp and a sentiment. And we're going to do, I really appreciate you. So let me clean this guy. we're just going to put, now if you haven't seen this yet, this is the new glass mat, which I am absolutely loving. It provides such a smooth surface to work on. And the great thing is that it has these grid lines. So with sentiments, I don't know if you saw, but I'll do it again. I can line it up here on my lines and then come and stick it. All right, and then we're gonna put this sentiment right down here. Now these colors just really go very well together. And I am thinking maybe I may just leave it like that because we want to leave it simple. And we're just gonna get some embellishments here. And I'm looking to see, ooh, I think I have an idea. So I have these brass butterflies. I'm trying to see what else we got. Just to bling it up a little bit. Also got some iridescent pearls, which I love as well. We could mix and match. Maybe a butterfly and then just add some different ones because I like those butterflies. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I love this tool. And it is a small flower. So we're just going to put this butterfly right here. And again, I'm doing something very, very simple. Not too much, just to show you the process of how you can start off very easy and then work your way up to adding more to your cards. Let's see, maybe whoops, where did it go? It fell. And now it jumped. And you know what? We could put some here in the flowers. And it'll add a little touch to it. Something cute. Excellent. So something very, very simple. And then you have the inside, which would be blank, so that you can go ahead and write on. And that's if you only have some paper, stamp, and ink. Like just cardstock, right? Just something very, very simple, beginners. So we're gonna spruce this up a little bit now. So now we're gonna take this card base right here. And this time I'm gonna add a few layers of paper. So I'm going to start with, let's see, I'm thinking, as I don't want it to get too lost, here's what I'm thinking, because we can, hi Linda! Alright, so I'm thinking I'm going to add this as a background. And we're going to cut this just a little bit less than the size of the card. So if our card is 5.5, I'm gonna go 5 1/4. And if it's 4 1/4, I'm gonna go, and I used the wrong side. So I wanted 5 1/4 by 4. Because I want my little lines to go up and down. Right? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some glue behind this. And we're going to stick it onto our card base. Don't need a lot of glue. You don't want it too wet. And then we're just gonna line it up as best as we can. Now the wonderful thing about using this Tombow glue is that because it is a wet glue, if anything, you can always kind of like move the paper to position it. Where when you use the Stampin' Seal, once it's on the paper, it's almost pretty much on the paper. If you haven't pressed too hard on it, you can always use this flat piece from the Take Your Pick tool, and you can go ahead and lift it from your card base. Now that's if you haven't pressed it too much. If you have, then you can just kind of make do and make yourself a masterpiece. Something different. All right. So now we're going to take a scrap piece, well, not a scrap piece, but I'm going to take another white piece of paper, and I'm going to cut it a little bit smaller, but I do want to use this same soft seafoam. No, change my mind, because we're only doing just like one color cardstock. Don't want to complicate it. All right. So we are going to do then 3/4, because we did 4 the last time. And then we're going to do 5, because we did 5 1/4 the last time. And I think that we can go smaller. Let's go smaller. Let's do 3 1/2. Let's see how that, yeah, because I want to be able to see the background paper, right? And then let's do 4 1/2. Let's see how this looks. Yep. I think I may be able to go a little bit more. Let's do 3 1/4. There we go. All right, so for this one, we've added a layer of designer series paper. And we're going to stamp, and then we're going to put our sentiment. So we're going to switch out the florals, and we're also going to switch out the sentiment. I hope you've all had a great start to your week so far. And I hope the weather wherever you're at has been treating you nicely. So I'm gonna put You're in My Thoughts. And we're gonna do a couple of these guys. Whoops. And this time I'm thinking maybe we'll use some bubble bath, but I might go a hint of green darker? I'm thinking, because I have Old Olive that we can use. I'm not sure, maybe if we stamp it off a little bit, or I might bring, let's test it out on a scrap sheet of paper. Nope. Let's see. We've got a scratch piece right here. We're going to mount these leaves. And I'm going to use another scratch, stamp it off one time, and let's see how this looks. I like that. All right. So we are going to use some Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp some of these just on the bottom. They're not going to be all the same height. We're going to do different heights as well. Now, and this is just my preference, this is a glass mat and you can wipe it off. You can go ahead and stamp on it, wipe it off. You're not going to ruin your glass mat. Just my preference. I like to stamp on my paper. But just know that you have that option. So we're going to put this one first higher. We can put this one a little bit lower. And we're going to leave room for our sentiment, and then this one can just be kind of medium sized. Right? Perfect. And I'm going to put my little flowers on this small block as well. And these guys are going to go like this. And I'm just going to test out on this scrap piece of paper that bubble bath. Ooh, how pretty. I like that. All right. So we are just going to, and again, this is what I love about these photopolymer stamps, that you can see exactly where it is that you're stamping. And if my head is in the way, I am so sorry. Oh, it's a little bit off, but it will be okay. Just get some flowers there. And then in that pool party, again, we will stamp our sentiment. You're in my thoughts. Perfect. Something really simple. I'm going to put that aside. And what we can do is, just to add a little bit of pizzazz, we can add some linen thread. And let me see. see. I'm not sure if I want it or if like just to wrap it down here maybe. Let's see. I'm not liking that. We may just leave it as is and maybe just put a bow somewhere. But now, instead of just putting this towards the bottom, sorry, just with glue, we're gonna use some Stampin' Dimensionals. And these give our card just a little bit of a lift. And I put quite a couple, just because when you mail the cards, they do go through a machine. And if you don't have sufficient dimensionals, it's just gonna kind of like sog your card. And we don't want that. We want our card to stay beautiful. So there we go. And then we can add some pearls to this one as well. Whoops. These little pearls are just, I love them. They are delicate, they are beautiful. And we're gonna do one more so that it's not off right here. All right. So this is simple, just cardstock, ink, and some embellishments. Here we're adding some paper. Now we're gonna do paper, but now we're gonna add that embossing folder in here, the one that comes with that softly sophisticated, I'm tongue-tied. So we'll do that one. And you could have easily used the same floral stamp. I just wanted to make sure that we're touching all the little florals in this set. All right, so I think I'm gonna go this way this time. And I want to use, let's do some of that petal pink. Yep, let's do some of that petal pink. So this time we are going to do, and we're gonna take it like just leave 1/8 of an inch around. We're gonna do some more layers here, like I said. So we're gonna put that down. Here we go. Whoops. And I'm just gonna move it just a little bit. And then now I'm just gonna press that down. And for this one, I am going to add some petal pink. To it. but we are going to do a layer of some white. And we are going to do, let's see, I want that to show. So we did 4 1/8. I'm gonna do, let's see, okay, and then we did 5, let's see, all right. And I want to add, and here's what we're gonna do. Let's see if this comes out the way that I'm hoping it'll come out. So I may want just an inch, maybe an inch and a half. By, let's see, what was the size of this one again? 5. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer this like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and emboss it, right? So since I'm going to emboss, I don't want that wet glue. Oh boy. Alright, so I'm using that Stampin' seal. Let's put that off to the side, and then we're going to use our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine right here. I call her Big Mama because we do have the baby, and we're gonna open her up, and what we'll do is we get our 3D embossing folder. We're gonna open it up. We're gonna put this inside, just like that. And I'm going to get my number 1 plate, my number 4 plate, and I'm just going to sandwich it in here. And I'm going to just run it through. Can move that, and when we take it out, it is just nicely embossed. So we're going to add this right here, and I'm thinking now we can go ahead and add this ribbon, this linen thread. Yep. And I'm just gonna knot it. It just makes it easier for me to tie a bow when I knot it. And notice I have not cut my twine because I go ahead and adjust my bow to how big or how small I want it, and then I go ahead and cut. And to me, that just helps me reduce on wasting any type of ribbon. So we're going to put that off, and we're going to put this guy now on some dimensionals. Go. And we're gonna put this guy right here. It already creates something different. Now I'm going to use a punch, and I'm going to use my decorative circle punch. And what I'll do is I'm going to punch my cardstock first. There we go. And then I'm going to stamp. So again, I'm going to switch out my flowers again. And we're going to use the bigger one. And sort of position it a little bit differently. And I'm gonna use Hello There. And we're just gonna put these stamps that we're not using anymore back. And that's just so that we don't lose any of them. All right, whoops. So we're gonna bring those big flowers back. Hopefully I remember how to position them. There we have the leaves. And here we have the flowers. That little rosebud goes on this side. All right. And then we'll do Hello There. Now what I'm thinking is, if we put this flower here, we can put our sentiment in the inside. Not always do you need a sentiment on the outside. And I'm going to show you, once we finish stamping, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do on here. So I really like the way the old olive came out. But I really want to use soft seafoam and that petal pink. So let's go back to the originals. I think I may need to re-ink this guy. So these are the re-inkers. And sometimes, because we use our stamp pads often, they kind of just go a little bit, start to go a little bit dry. But here we go, and we can re-ink them. My little re-inker guy all the way back up there. And then when we stamp, we've got more juice. All right. So we're going to put our decorative circle right here. And we're gonna go ahead and fully put it on our thing, our decorative circle, so that it takes the whole spot. And then we're gonna do the petal pink. And remember, we're gonna line this little bud up with this guy right here. Gonna press down. Perfect. A little bit off. I may do that over again, because that one's a little bit off. Let's see. I don't like the way that flower came out. Let's see. Let's try this again. I'm going to try to line it up again. And, all right. Much better. I like the way that one came out much better. All right, we're gonna leave this here. We're gonna toss that piece. And I am going to get, that one has yellow on it. I really need to do a better job of labeling my sponges. And then I'm just going to dip it in my ink. And I'm going to go around, because it is white, I kind of want this to stand out a little bit. So I'm just going with the ink and just giving those edges some ink pigment. Perfect. It's very light, not too much, very subtle. That way when we put it on here, it just raises up from those two colors. So we're going to put this on some dimensionals. And then this guy will come over just like this. And what we'll do is, in the inside, it's going to be our hello there. Because like I said, not always do the sentiments have to go on the outside. We're going to do that sentiment. Let's go ahead and do it in that soft seafoam. We have a lot of petal pink on this card. And then just stamp in the middle. Perfect. And then if we just want to add something in the inside of the card as well, I'll show you what you can do. And this would just be with those little flower petals without the leaves. We're gonna put this sentiment back here, so just with the flower petals. If you notice, because I don't want the little bud, I am putting it on the corner of my ink pad so that I am only doing those flowers, right? And then we can add them down here on the bottom. And we can add some down here. There we go. And we will put some embellishments on here. I can take that away. And I am favoring these pearls today. I really like them. But I like them even more on my flowers. Let me see. Let me see. Where are they're right back here. Let's see, do I have enough? No, I don't have enough. I wanted to decorate my envelope and I don't have enough of the designer series paper. I mean, I could use another sheet. Could use another sheet. And we can decorate our envelope. And the way we do that is we get some glue, we open up the flap in our envelope, and we put some glue just like that, especially around the edges. Not too wet. And we put this guy there on the edge. We just press down, and I'm going to leave him there with one of my blocks on top while I kind of just tidy up here a bit, put my blocks together, and that's just giving it time to dry up. And I'll show you this. And I have what we call a craft-a-lunch going on over here. When we're working with so many different papers, everything just starts to fall. So there we go. That should be enough time. And then what we do is we go ahead and then just cut around the edge. Just like that. And you still have plenty of life in that paper. And now you have a matching envelope for your card. So I'm going to bring back the other cards that we made today. And just to show you, stepping it up just a little bit. So all you have to do is start with some paper, stamps and ink, and a little bit of embellishment. Just a simple card like this is just absolutely beautiful. Sometimes less is more. If you wanted to step it up a little notch and add some designer series paper, here we go. Just the stamping on the paper. Your sentiment is right there. Add a few embellishments. The only thing that we added was this paper in the background. And then this one is that fancier one. We have paper, we added some embossing, we added some punch, and then of course just our little image and some ribbon along with the embellishments, and then our sentiment is in the inside. And we decorated our envelope just like that. So I wanted to show you even just the simplest card. They are less is more, as what they say. And that today was featuring the Softly Sophisticated along with the embossing folder, and this is a celebration item that can be earned for free. The decorative circle punch is in the annual catalog, and then these beautiful pearls and brass butterflies are also in the annual catalog. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Hopefully my next live will be on YouTube. I did get the subscribers that I needed in order to go live, except I have to wait 24 hours before I can actually do a live video on YouTube. So hopefully my next video next week, we'll go ahead and we'll do it on YouTube live. And if you haven't yet, you can go ahead and I'll drop the link to my YouTube in the comments below. Go ahead, give me a subscribe, and if you hit that little bell button, it'll give you notifications of whenever I post a video or when I do go live. That way you don't miss out on any creative inspiration. All right guys, again, thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Linda. Bye.